It's never seemed easy to make bread, but I have a recipe from a coworker and friend who says, and the blog that it came from says that this is a miracle no-knead bread. There's only a few ingredients and it does seem easy. We'll see. I've got some salt here. That's 1.5 teaspoons of salt. I've got a 1/2 teaspoon of yeast, 3 cups of flour, and 1.5 cups of room temperature water. So I let that sit out for about half an hour or an hour to just make sure it's room temperature, because every time I've tried to make something with yeast before, it has not gone well. And this time the yeast is really fresh. I bought it a week ago. And the water is hopefully the right temperature, and we shall see. One additional item that I need is saran wrap, but since I gave that up, my family gave that up for me about 10 years ago. We don't have saran wrap in the house for environmental reasons. I have this, which seems like it'll hopefully keep a seal. I wonder if I need it to be in a smaller container. Let me look. Okay, this is a smaller container. Now I don't know if it will be too small, but at least it seals all around. I think that that's probably an important part of this exercise. Okay, so we'll start this exercise. All the dry ingredients go first. You've got the salt, the yeast, and the 3 cups of flour. I'm also always a bit dubious because it seems like there's that so little bit of yeast. How could that do anything? But we know that it does, so let's see, or it usually does. I'm gonna start pouring the water in. It feels a little cool. I hope that's warm enough, because I always thought yeast needed warmer water than just room temperature. And I suppose it depends on whose room temperature. Kiana likes it pretty cool in the house, and so I wonder if it's too cool in here. The instructions say that it's a little bit clunky, chunky, something like that. It'll get sort of lumpy. We'll see. And it also says that if you need a little bit more water, go ahead and add that. It looks like I might need a little more water. So I've mixed it for about 5 minutes. Don't know if this is what it's supposed to look like, but it's probably right. That's what the description is, a weird scrappy looking thing. And that's what this is. I will now cover it for the next 12 hours or so. Since it's supposed to rise usually, I think 2 to 3 times, and mine never even rises twice. I'm lucky if it rises 1.5. I say that as though I do this often. I don't, because it doesn't usually work out. But it looks like there's enough room for it to rise at least to 2-fold and maybe to 3. So I will go ahead and cover it and hope that this is sufficiently like saran wrap. It does feel like there's a good seal all around it. So we will check it out in the morning. For this no-knead miracle bread, we're supposed to use a Dutch oven. I don't have one, so I'm using a big Pyrex glass bowl and a stainless steel cover. Make sure not to use one that's got plastic on it, because of course the plastic will melt. This one doesn't have any plastic on it, and you also want to be careful. The ones that are thinner stainless steel can warp, but hopefully this one will be okay. Preheat the oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, I do ask the kids to always know the difference between Fahrenheit and Celsius, or be able to do all of their regular daily temperatures in Celsius, but I'm realizing that I've not taught them how to do, or myself how to do, high heats in Celsius. So I will need to figure out what the equivalent of 450 degrees Fahrenheit is in Celsius. All right, here we go. Let's see. It looks like it did rise. Again, it's like maybe double at most. That's why I just don't think I have good luck with yeast. We'll see. We will take this and going to put it on a floured surface and roll it into a little ball. Okay, I dropped it in. I pulled the lower rack out, I took the lid off, and then I dropped in the parchment paper with the bread, put the lid back on, pushed everything back in, and now I'm closing up, setting the timer. So I set the timer for 10 more minutes. I see that it could go a little longer, so I just set it for 3 more minutes. It says 10 to 15, so I thought I'd check on it at 10. So we're gonna check on it now. I think it's probably pretty perfect. I already shut off the oven because I was pretty sure it would be. And I'm going to take it out and let it rest. Oh, I'm so excited. Homemade bread. Holy cow, it really does look like real bread. Wonder how it'll taste. I always use a serrated knife. It's been cooled for about 10 minutes now, and we'll see how this looks. I am thinking that maybe I needed to cook it for another 3 or 4 minutes. Yikes.